Joining me now is Texas Congressman Keith Self. Congressman, great to see you this morning, and Merry Christmas. Your thoughts on a reconciliation bill? Thank you so much.
Well, I have to tell you, does anyone doubt that there's more work to be done in the U.S. Congress? And the reconciliation means, frankly, that we can pass it in the Senate with 51 votes. Those are the important factors. We've got work to do. Many of the provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Families Tax Cut Act, expire after 1 year. Protections for life. Many of the other protections actually expire after 1 year. There's more work to be done. A reconciliation gives us a vehicle to get it done. Everyone, particularly the justices and the judges, are thwarting President Trump's agenda. Let's use reconciliation, which is a budget bill, a spending bill, to advocate for President Trump's agenda.
Okay. Meantime, Congressman, you've just returned from a congressional delegation trip to Nigeria. You stood with Christian communities facing severe persecution and targeted violence from Islamic militant groups. You've also launched the Sharia Free America Caucus to address what you describe as a concerning rise in the influence of Sharia law in the United States. Congressman, can you please tell us more about what you saw abroad? What's motivated you in this new effort at home?
Well, there is no doubt that Christians are being targeted in Nigeria, and historically, Christmas time is a particularly dangerous time for Christians. So that's why we made the delegation trip now. President Trump, with his designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern in November, another congressional trip in early December, and our trip near Christmas, all are breaking loose the fact in the Nigerian government that they need to address this violence, particularly the violence against Christians in Nigeria. We met with the National Security Advisor, the Minister of Defense, the Attorney General, and we're starting to see the green shoots of change in policy by the Nigerian government. I'm very optimistic.
Congressman, the Supreme Court ruling President Trump may not deploy the National Guard to Illinois. This is a setback to the president's agenda and his efforts to crack down on crime and ensure enforcement of federal immigration law. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker calling the ruling, quote, a big win for Illinois and American democracy. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson praising the Supreme Court for, quote, rebuking President Trump's attempt to militarize and demonize our city. Border Czar Tom Homan telling Maria on Sunday the administration has found thousands of missing children lost on Joe Biden's watch. Listen.
300,000 children went missing under Joe Biden. They weren't looking for them. They couldn't find them. So far, the Trump administration kept its promise to American people. They've already located 129,000 of these children, thanks to the work of FBI, DHS, and HHS.
Congressman, your reaction to the ruling, but also to what Tom Homan is talking about. We've got still serious problems in this country.
We do, and immigration is a federal issue. Look, this has been a bipartisan issue for decades. Eisenhower, Republican president, deployed the National Guard to enforce federal law. Kennedy deployed the National Guard to enforce federal law. President Trump is trying to do the same thing. The Supreme Court is not only setting a bad example, they're encouraging those district-level judges that are basically doing everything to act as though they are the president of the United States. The Supreme Court needs to be reining in the district judges, not exacerbating their efforts to act like the president of the United States. President Trump is the executive officer of the United States. But in this case, ICE needs to simply surge more force into Chicago to do their job, because it is federal law to examine and to do what is right for immigration. The American people expect it. Let's get it done.
But they fight ICE every step of the way. Michael, weigh in.
Congressman, what is your thoughts on the amount of violence that has happened against ICE officers throughout the country when they have gone into these cities?
Well, it's a serious issue, and I say surge more agents. They've had tremendous hiring. Let's get those new hires on the streets, and let's start protecting. If the Supreme Court tells the National Guard can't go in to protect them, let's surge more officers to do their own protection. We're talking about a tremendous number of people in Chicago. It's a huge city, but we've got to do two things. One is enforce the law, get the illegal immigrants out like the American people expect, and protect the officers that are there. Let's surge more officers.
Congressman Keith Self, we so appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much for being with us. And Merry Christmas once again.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.